Question 42 says a power company charges $12 per month plus $80 for every 1,000 kilowatt hours used. What is an equation that could be used to determine the number of kilowatt hours used, given the total T on the bill? Well, right off the bat, when I read this sentence, I say, okay, $12 per month. So regardless of how much energy you use, you're going to be paying $12 per month, even if you didn't use any kilowatts. If you turn your power completely off, you would use $12 per month. Now, what that tells me is that's constant. That does not change regardless of how the variable changes. That constant happens. So that in my equation is going to be plus 12, right? And I look at my choices A, B, C, and D, and the only place I see plus 12 is B or C. So right off the bat, I know that I could probably eliminate A and D from the choice here. And this is $80 for every 1,000 kilowatt hours used. Well, this is kind of confusing because it really wants us to figure out not the total bill, but it wants to figure out how do I represent the total kilowatts hours. So let's say I used 5,000 kilowatts, right? How much money would I have to pay? Well, that's for every 1,000, it's $80. So I'd have to pay, using mental math, $400. And I know my choices are between B and C. And I look at B and I'm going, that doesn't even make sense. If I use 5,000 kilowatt hours, if I divide that by 80, does that work out? Well, let's see, knock off the zeros here. And 500 divided by 8 is, that's only, what's that? That's like 50, 60 some dollars, 60 some-ish dollars. Well, that doesn't make sense because $80 for every kilowatt, so that can't be right. And I say, well, let's say the other one. This is B, or C, sorry. So if I used 5,000 kilowatts divided by 1,000, well, there's my, that works out to be 5, and then I multiply that by 80, then I'd be taking 5 and multiplying it by 80, which would give me $400. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, for every 1,000 kilowatts, I'd use $80. So if I used 5,000, that would be $400 plus 12. Yeah, that works. So my answer is C. And again here, the constant actually gets put in the front. It goes 12 plus kilowatts divided by 1,000 times 80. So that's going to be charged regardless. That works out to be, if you use 5,000 kilowatts, works out to be 5 multiplied by 80, which is how much it costs per kilowatt, per 1,000 kilowatts, and that works out perfectly. It's a little confusing of an answer, and I probably could have done it better, but I got one more question, then I'm done. So hopefully you understood that. If not, come see me.